What's up, SellerAmp Nation? In this video, I'm gonna give you a full step-by-step walkthrough on what products you should avoid selling on Amazon. Typically on our SellerAmp channel, we talk about how to find products, what good products look like. In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 examples of the types of products you wanna stay far away from selling on Amazon. If you have any questions about this, please let us know down below. You can get a free trial of our tool on our website, selleramp.com. Let's jump right inside my screen and take a look at the types of products you should avoid. The first type of product we want to avoid selling on Amazon is items that sell too slowly, which is primarily going to come from taking a look at the sales rank, aka the best sellers rank or BSR, which SellerAmp nicely shows us right here. We can see, looking at this specific product right here, thinking logically to ourselves, I could see this selling well. It's a common color, it's a common brand being Nike. However, it's only got 6 reviews here. And we can see the BSR is top 1% in the category, but I'm personally not a fan of gauging products based on the percent of their category. Some categories are very big. Just focus on the overall BSR. This is only a 1 million ranks. That does not sell anywhere close to enough. We can see 2 estimated sales per month right here. And then if we go down and take a look at the chart here, we can see not really much movement going on in terms of even being in stock or price action. Same thing we can look across a year here. So you want to make sure as a beginner you're staying under a 150,000 sales rank. The second type of product you want to avoid are variations that move too slowly, especially for beginners. Listings that have multiple colors, multiple sizes, etc. can be confusing because sellers aren't sure how to gauge which variations sell best on a specific product. Making matters worse, the sales rank here is for the entire listing, not specifically by variation. The review count here is for the entire listing, not specifically by variation. However, luckily, we can infer from common sense around the more common colors are going to sell the best, right? The less common colors are going to sell the least in respects. Like, for example, like this is like a multicolor vibe right here. And then we can also see hard data around which variations sell best, being that each specific variation has its own chart. So if we go and open the SellerAmp web app right here, we can take a look at the chart right here. We can see that there's not much offer count oscillation here. It's not really going up and down much, especially when we're taking a look at the 3-month here. The price action is very blocky. The competition action, aka the bottom keep it chart, is very blocky. So we can realistically assume that being that this is a weirder color and the keep it chart shows that it's not moving as much, this is probably the variation we want to, or type of variation we want to stay away from. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at one of the super common colors in size, like black and white, for example, right here, we can see it's $75 right here, right? We can actually scroll down and take a look at the chart right here as well on SellerAmp once this loads. This is a much different story, is that I can see there's really nice oscillation of the offer count. It's constantly going up and down. The price action is constantly moving as well. We know there's activity going on in this listing, so this is the type of variation we shouldn't necessarily be afraid of. Now, right, the way you actually analyze that is common sense around color and size, right? Makes sense. More common colors, more common sizes are going to sell best. And then anecdotal data, taking a look at the keyword chart for each specific variation and measuring the movement, whether it be opening the SaaS web app right here, taking a look, or simply scrolling down on the Chrome extension if you're doing online arbitrage, or on the mobile app if you're doing retail arbitrage. So for example, if you're going out to the Nike outlet, right, you can actually access the charts on the SellerAmp mobile app, which is included in your subscription right here. So all these rules apply to both online arbitrage, wholesale, and retail arbitrage specifically, and SellerAmp's here to help you with all that. So make sure you're analyzing variations the way you should be, and not just looking at the sales rank, but actually looking at the specific charts for each variations, leveraging the data available on SellerAmp. The next type of product you really want to make sure you're avoiding is listings where the competition is shooting up. Kind of comes without saying that the more competition there is, the lower the price is going to go. But especially as a beginner, it can be tough to find listings that are profitable, have a good sales rank, have proven sales history, that don't have an increase in competition. So if we go ahead and take a look at this product right here, scrolling down, we can see that the offer count from like January, February, and March was primarily right in the 3 to 5 range. The problem is that recently, it looks like around like March 20th, the offer count went up from 6 all the way up to like 19. So it makes sense that not only did the price go down, but that the price is probably going to continue going down. And especially if this deal is available moving forward, I don't know if it is, right, to say you found this properly. It depends typically how easy a listing is to find in terms of how much competition is going to get on that. So avoid listings where you can very clearly see that the offer count is shooting up, especially if the deal is available. Now, if it's a limited time type of product and you can see the offer count started to, straighten out a little bit, the price is holding steady, it might be something you want to consider doing. You're going to build that muscle over time, but you definitely want to avoid listings where the competition is going up. On with my last point, you also want to avoid listings where the price is shooting down. Typically, they're related to each other. You want listings where the price is either stable or going up, and where the competition is either stable or going down. If competition's going up, it's probably going to make the price go down. So, for example, this listing, we can take a look at right here. We can see that the competition's gone up a little bit, honestly. It went from like 12 sellers to like 21, 15 predominantly here. But for whatever reason, whether it be like one seller price taking it, I don't know, the price has absolutely plummeted on this product from like 60 and 58 pretty consistently in that buy box range, that pink line where the sales are actually going. And now the buy box is going around like 42 and 44. So this is absolutely the type of product we unfortunately want to avoid right here. We want listings where that bottom Cupid chart is stable or going down, the off count, and where the top Cupid chart, the pink line, the buy box line, is either stable or going up specifically right there. So type of stuff we want to avoid is obviously stuff that doesn't sell, variations that aren't moving if a listing has multiple colors and multiple sizes, and then we want to make sure that the price isn't shooting down and the competition isn't shooting up. We want those to be stable or going in the opposite direction specifically. Now, this last one is a big one you want to make sure you avoid, and SellerAmp helps out with this a little bit, and then you also want to make sure that you actually take a look at the charts as well, and that's going to be avoiding products with IP complaint history. So what is an IP complaint? It's basically when the brand owner kicks you off the listing. The nice thing about being arbitrage sellers is we don't have to create our own brand, run a bunch of ads, do any marketing, etc. Now, we are playing in other people's sandbox though, and you want to make sure that the listings you're selling, that the brands are cool with that. Luckily, they make it very clear in the history. So if we go ahead and take a look down here on this Clinique item, we can see this was right around like 50 sellers pretty consistently, and then randomly absolutely plummeted down to one seller. So that is a perfect example of an IP complaint and the type of product you want to avoid. So you basically want to keep an eye out for those cliffs in the off count. If it's ever randomly just shot down, going to be the sign of an IP complaint and the type of product you want to avoid, right? So we want to make sure the listings we're buying have a good sales rank. They show profitable history, right? They got reviews. People like them, right? They have good reviews and such. You want to make sure that the sales rank isn't too high, that the competition isn't shooting up, that the price isn't shooting down. You want this stable. And then you also want to make sure that there's no IP complaint history on that specific product as well, because you're going to run into issues. You want listings where you can have seen there are people making money on them and that they have been making money on them for a while and such right there. So if you guys got any questions about this stuff, please let us know in the comments. We would love to help. You can get a free trial of our tool on our website, SellerAmp.com. And we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll pop some other recommendations up here if you want to check out some other stuff. We love interacting with you guys at SellerAmp Nation. We have a Facebook group that we interact with our community as well. Support if you got any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.